All right, traders, it is that time to prepare to trade the best setups at the best prices. Within this video, I'm going to be breaking down the key levels of interest to be buying calls on the SPY for a nice spike and to be buying puts on SPY for a nice crash. I'm going to show you my trading plan to trade the SPY both ways heading into this week. In terms of yesterday's video, if you watched till the end of it, it had clearly stated that my views on the SPY, and the reason why my views were this way is because I identified a pattern on the daily chart. And the pattern that I went over was you have this bearish candlestick right here, you have this bearish candlestick right here, then you have this red big bearish candlestick here, then you have this red big bearish candlestick right here. What happens on the third day? On the third day, the SPY drops lower and then it recovers. You can see right here, same exact pattern, big red candle. On the third day, it drops, then it recovers, right? So my analysis in yesterday's video was the SPY is going to drop and then it's going to recover. So based off of that analysis, this is what I ended up doing. I waited for the SPY to drop and crash, and this was the crash. It went all the way down to 396.85, and then it quickly shot up to $400 almost. So this is a nice key wick, a nice key support level to be buying the dip with big upside potential and not a lot of risk with a tight stop. So I didn't know that this was going to be the low at 396.90. But what I did know is in my video and in my analysis, I said the SPY should drop first, then it's going to recover. So it dropped first, then it recovered, and it dropped back down. And I remembered in my video, the pattern says it's going to try to recover. And when I saw this sitting towards the lows, at power hour, right here's power hour, and it's sitting towards the lows, already spiking. I bought calls twice. I bought calls at the lows right around here, and then I bought calls at the lows right around here. Made over $2,000 doing that. Then I tried puts at resistance. The resistance level I went with was 398.50. I added it 399. I sold it in the middle on this drop for a small loss. Finished the day up like 1.5K. But with that being said, that was my analysis and that was my trading plan for the SPY. So what is the new plan? This is where I need you to understand in terms of where we are at with the SPY. Personally, to me, I'm seeing two things that can possibly happen here. I'm seeing a small drop, then recovery, or it just spikes and recover. So this is what I want to bring awareness to in terms of the SPY, right? That pattern that I pointed out towards the end of yesterday's video is already working. And as you can see, what happens on the fourth day. So look, this is the pattern, right? We're going to compare this right here, compare what's going on, right? You have this bearish candle, you have this bearish candle, you have this red big bearish candle, right? You have this bearish candle, same as last time almost. Then you have this red big bearish candle. What happens after that? It drops a little bit, and then it starts to recover for the short term. See how it drops a little bit, but now it's starting recovering, right? So as you could see, it keeps going up. It goes up on the fourth day. It goes up on the fourth day, right? So I captured this pattern that's repeating itself, and I'm going to continue to be confident in that pattern because it's consistently repeating itself. And then once it stops working, I take my small loss and then I move on and I wait for the next pattern. So based off of what I'm seeing, I am overall bullish. Not only because of that pattern that I brought awareness to yesterday, and that's still working today, but there's a gap. There's a gap at 397.81. Ever since the SPY has hit that gap, it's been bottoming, it's been reversing, it's been spiking, it's been holding up nicely. Whenever it cracks through, it's not a big drop, and it spikes quickly back above the gap. So I'm bullish. And also right here, I would argue that this is a bullish candlestick. This is a trend reversal bullish candlestick right here. You can see it's the same candlestick right here at nearly the same level. What does the SPY do the next day? Next day it gaps up and it goes bullish, right? So I'm bullish. For the micro, for the short term heading into tomorrow, I'm bullish. So if I'm bullish and my plan is to be bullish, I'm going to look for dip buying opportunities, not breakout opportunities, but dip buying opportunities, right? So this is going to be my key levels to follow my bullish plan. And this is what I'm going to use, right? So let's clear this up now that I explained to you on why I'm bullish. $399, right? So we got this gap at $399, we'll call it, right? We'll round it up. So $399. and $397. That overall zone. If I see it breaking above 399, it's forming support, it's looking bullish, I would try to buy calls. Not the best price, but if this gaps up and goes back down to 399, reacts to support, then I'm bullish. If it gaps down, then instead of buying at 399, if it gaps down, I want to look to buy at a lower level, and that lower level is 397. So if we gap down, I'm looking to buy the dip towards 397. If it looks bullish at 398, I might take a starter. If we gap up, I'm going to look for a floor at 399 and buy it there. Best price you can pretty much buy this at is towards 398. 398 is a nice level. 397 is the true best price, but 398 is your sweet, nice little middle spot, right? I'm bullish. Those are my point of views. Those are my thoughts for the SPY in terms of overall targets. We have a lot of resistance at this $400. If it breaks above that, then the next target is going to be this 401 level. I'm getting in, I'm getting out, and I'm scalping like a sniper. That's my point of view. That's how I see it. If we gap up, then I look for 399 to form a floor. If we gap down, then I look to buy towards 397. 397 is your best price possible. 398 is your middle, right? So best price possible, 397. If we gap up, I look for 399. I'm going to use bullish confirmations. And if I see a floor forming, if I see support forming, if I see bullish confirmation forming, then I'm going to look to buy calls, right? So that's my bullish thesis. In terms of the bears, for this to not go bearish, this is what truly would need to, for this to stay bearish, this is what truly needs to happen. 399 needs to turn into resistance. See right here, it gaps up and it breaks above 399. It forms a floor, it breaks out, forms a floor, right? It goes super bullish, man. Super bullish. You see that, right? So this level right here is make or break. 399 is make or break. The pattern and trend that's repeating says that it's bullish. We will see if it gaps up or gaps down tomorrow, and we will see how we react at these levels. But this is the make it or break it level right now. 399, folks. If it reacts as a resistance, we go to 397. If it breaks out, reacts as support, we're going to 401.50. We're going to 401.50 to 402. That's where we're headed. So that's your make or breaker level. That's where you need to that's what you need to understand, right? So this previous floor is now a roof, but the pattern says it's bullish. The channel that we're trading in is 397 to 399. So what would be the worst thing you can do based in the channel? Worst thing to do is buy calls at 399 and buy puts at 397. Those are the worst things you could do, right? But if it gaps up and it starts breaking above 399, then I will look to buy calls on a retest of 399 if it's breaking down and go bullish. If it gaps down, I will look to buy calls at 397. Very simple. The channel is telling you what is the worst thing to do. Worst thing to do is to buy calls at 399. If that's the worst thing to do, then wait for it to break out, wait for it to go bullish, and then when it drops back down to 399, then you buy the calls. If it gaps down and looks bearish, I would look to buy into the fear on the dip at 397 because the pattern says it's going to be overall bullish. That's my thoughts. That's my view. 399 is make or break. If we do break out and hold, we're going to 402s. If we break back down, they're going to drop this to 398, which is make or break. If it goes below that, then 397. If 397 cracks tomorrow, I don't see it happening. But if we do crack 397 tomorrow, the next level we go to is at 396 to 395. Based off of everything that I'm seeing, I would avoid shorting a key breakdown. I think the worst thing you can do tomorrow is buy puts at 397. That's the worst thing you could do tomorrow, in my opinion. So yeah, that's where we're at, and that's the game plan analysis. This is very simple, folks. We got a very, very simple trading day coming up, and me personally, I'm going to be call focused on dips, looking for my bullish confirmations. So you can just go back and see overall study how does SPY normally react when it forms this green bullish candlestick at the gap, which is previous resistance, now reacting as support for 2 days straight. It's in the process of a gap close reversal. That's how I see it. It keeps trying to reverse at this gap. See the gap right here? It keeps trying to reverse at this gap. It keeps trying to go bullish in reverse. If they break this above 399, it's going to fly to 402 and the bears are going to get scared out. So we'll see if they can do it. We'll see what happens. Like I said, if we gap up and it's breaking out, I want to buy on the pullback at 399. If we gap down, it looks bearish. I want to buy at 397 398 is the middle, not the best price to be buying, but you could do starter calls if it gaps down there if you like. Best setups to best prices, folks. I gave you the information on what it is that you need to know. The bulls have held 2 days now, and they keep trying to break above this 399 previous support that's now resistance. They keep trying to push it above. They keep trying to have that gap close reversal that we've been discussing. So those are my views. Those are my thoughts. That's where we are in terms of the market. I hope that gives you a better understanding on why you should look to be bullish overall. Now, I am seeing, based off that pattern that I have pointed out, we could have one more small drop, one more small red day, and then that's the micro bottom, and then it pushes above $400 into Friday, into next week. I can see that as a possibility as well. So that's my thoughts. That's my analysis on the SPY. If you do want to be a part of Traders Society, I want to give a big shout out to Top G. He's been adding a lot of value within the chat, and he had a phenomenal trading day within the chat. As a whole, as a team, today was a very, very good green day. Let me see if I can get logged in right here and show you guys the polls. But as a whole, man, this was a fairly good green day once again. And if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, it's going to be that first link down below in the description. It's a one-time fee. You get lifetime access to everything. All the information is explained down below if you want to read through that and check it out. But yeah, I'm telling you, man, as a team and as a whole, the value that's being given out is truly incredible. We are truly mastering the SPY. The results are in, and we are getting a lot better. As you can see, we had 40 people green today and 11 were red. And to the 11 people who were red, pretty much my only trades were alerting call options at the low. When this was under 397, I was buying calls. When this was under 397, my first trade of the day was right here when this dropped under 397. I was buying calls under 397, selling into the rips. And then I alerted again for power hour. I did the same exact thing. I alerted again for power hour right here at 397.10, and then it blasted off. And then I try to put at 398.50. I try to put right here on this little wick. It didn't work out. I got squeezed a little bit. I added at the top, and then it dropped, and then I sold in the middle for a small loss. I went 2 for 3, alerted calls at the exact bottom, and I alerted puts at a good price, but it was a small loss. So with that being said, that's how you trade the best setups to prices. If you want to be a part of Traders Society, it's going to be the first link down below in the description. I'm telling you, you guys want to go green, trade the best steps to best prices. It's all planned out. We got the key levels for those of you who are going red. Right now, we're averaging 70% of people are going green and 30% are going red. The ones who are going red, you got to set up your platform the right way. You got to study the video lesson library. You got to focus on trading the best steps to best prices. Do not do the lottos. Trade the best ones. You got to be patient. You got to wait. You got to be disciplined. You got to be different. You can't trade like the average trader or you're going to get the average results. So that's what I would tell you. And you can practice on Webull paper trading. It's real-time options as well. So yeah, if you want to be a part of Trader Society, it's the first link down below in the description. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open. We're going to absolutely crush it.